YouTube Oziko and the Goat House is back with my Week 12 NFL MVP ladder. Got rankings for my offensive MVP, defensive MVP, offense, and defensive rookie of the year. We also take a look at our players of the week from the past week, Week 11, and you guys also voted for your player of the week. If you missed out on the voting, turn notifications on, or you can go to our channel, then click on the community tab, and polls and posts will be right under there. Appreciate anyone who voted. Patreon.com/thegoathouse is full of extra Goat House content, playoff predictions, score predictions, 2020 NFL mock draft. All of that for this week is already up, part of one package deal, and will be up every single week, constantly updated. More stuff being added throughout the year to the Patreon. Click the link in the description. You can just check it out for more info. Really appreciate you if you do, and would appreciate a subscription from anybody that does not subscribe yet. It'll be worth it to subscribe to the Goat House because we got full NFL content, all kinds of predictions, score predictions, power rankings, recaps in the offseason, NFL draft and free agency coverage. We always got the NFL action here. 24/7, we got it. Click the like button. Check us out on Twitter at GoatHouseNFL. To our players of the week, and you see 2 votes for Max Crosby, 2 votes for Lamar Jackson, and 1 vote for Dak Prescott. So I went with Max Crosby. Dominant performance. I mean, the guy, he looks like a natural. It's unbelievable. He's one of my sleepers in the draft out of Eastern Michigan, and I'm just worried about him playing in the 4-3. You know, it's going to take a little bit of time, maybe putting on some size and strength, but I mean, he's just got that natural ability. So I mean, he did put on size and strength, but he's got the natural ability where it wouldn't matter either way. Highly instinctive. We've seen him even slide inside, which makes it even more impressive. He comes away with 4 sacks and faced some double teams this past game. So this guy's a star in the making right here, Max Crosby. That's a hell of a draft pick by Mike Mayock. I mean, guy gets a job and he already makes finds hidden gems like this. So it's great. So myself and Danny picked Max Crosby. Junior picked Lamar Jackson for the 3rd week in a row, and you guys picked Lamar Jackson for the 3rd week in a row. He beat Jimmy Garoppolo in your guys' finals. We have 5 guys from AFC, 5 guys from NFC every week, and we combine the winner from those. So you guys chose Lamar Jackson. And Pigsky went with Dak Prescott after a great performance against the Lions. He's been playing at a pretty high level this year, and he's playing for that contract too. They can't quite get a deal done. I know they dished out contracts elsewhere, the Cowboys that is, so I guess it's kind of tough, but he's showing that he's worth more than what they're giving, and he could be a free agent. I mean, he's scheduled to be a free agent when free agency hits, but unlikely that the Cowboys let him go away. I strongly consider Kirk Cousins too. I mean, no team has come down from 20-0. The last 99 teams are 0-99, I should say. And it was all Kirk Cousins for the most part. I mean, defense made plays here and there. Defense isn't the same for the Vikings. I mean, Dalvin Cook wasn't that big of an impact, so it was just Kirk Cousins had to go out and do his thing. Him and Stephon Diggs, they did it. So Kirk Cousins I strongly considered here. But Crosby, I mean, it was a dominant performance, and you gotta love it. I mean, it's you gotta root for. To my offense MVP, still Lamar Jackson at the top. Most of the year it's been Russell Wilson, and the last 2 weeks Lamar Jackson remains number 1, Russell Wilson 2. Number 3 has stayed the same with Christian McCaffrey, and number 4 has stayed the same with Dalvin Cook. Those 2 running backs have been dominant for their team. I think McCaffrey has to carry his team a little more, but I think that's just because the Vikings have more talent other than Dalvin Cook. And then 5 now is Dak Prescott. You can argue Michael Thomas as well, but what Dak is doing and what he's done recently, and since this is week by week, let's throw Dak Prescott in there. Been super impressive what he's able to do. Love when he rolls out, on the run. The throw on the run ability always gets me. Once I see it, that's something that's going to get me and make me, jump out of my seat if I see a good play like that. He's made his way to number 5. Let's see if he can keep it up. Tough test against the Patriots this week. Defense MVP. He didn't even play this week. The Packers had a bye, but Zadarius Smith is still my number 1. And he's been my favorite defensive player all year long. That's a fact. What he's able to do. I probably sound like a broken record. I say this every single week. I mean, the guy plays inside, outside. He was just supposed to be an outside pass rusher, and he was like kind of a one-year wonder on the Ravens, and the Ravens always make random guys look good on the edge, especially. So there was this. I loved the signing at the time, but there was the feeling that he could be. It could be a very risky signing, and he's really made that defense better. He is the most important player on that defense, and it's not even close. And Sometimes those guys don't really have the crazy production. Well, he has the production to go along. So he's number 1. Jamal Adams has been dominant the last couple weeks. Kind of a buildup of the last couple weeks has put him not only into the top 5, but number 2. I mean, the guy has done everything you ask a safety to do. And I've been super high on Harrison Smith for years. Been pretty much my favorite defensive player in the league for years, because the amount he does for being a safety is more than a safety. And now we see that new guy, that new safety stepping up. It's Jamal Adams, who was my number 1 prospect a few years ago at LSU. He's that new type of safety that's just able to do everything, and we see it. We see it every play, and we see it with the big plays he makes and the production. The guy's everywhere, and he's highly instinctive. He's up to number 2. Shaquille Barrett, Chandler Jones in the same boat. I know what Shaquille Barrett did the first half of the season is a little more than what he's done recently, but combining it together, he's still in the conversation. Has been very impressive, and it's good to see him get the chances he's gotten, because he finally got them, and look what he's doing. Chandler Jones has been dominant. The one bad play I get, the play that lost the game pretty much, you can't put too much on Chandler Jones. Why he's covering the running back is beyond me. But we saw he had to cover the running back on that last touchdown for the Niners in that Cardinals-Niners game, which was a good game, and he kind of lost his control there, lost his feet. So that was unfortunate. But his job is to get after the quarterback. He's been doing it at a very high level. And Aaron Donald's heating up. He is heating up. Started the year off slow, but he's getting back to that MVP form. He is at number 5. There's a long list of defensive guys that can get thrown in here. But those are my 5 for this week. We'll see if it changes next week. Moving on to the Offensive Rookie of the Year rankings. Josh Jacobs remains at 1 the whole year. Kyler Murray is to number 2. Really not his fault the Cardinals are losing at all. He's getting better and better each week, making more and more impressive plays. So he's number 2. DK Metcalf has really picked it up the second half of the season, and he's been looking legit. Still can't believe he went second round. He's number 3. Terry McLaurin remains at 4. Hopefully him and Haskins can get on a good connection. We saw them start to pick it up later in that last game. And then Deebo Samuel, a new addition to the list. He's number 5. You see guys hurt for the Niners, and a guy like this is stepping up, who had an impressive career at South Carolina, and now we're starting to see it here, what he can do. Pretty much everything. I mean, run after the catch. He almost looks like a running back, and we're seeing him make ridiculous catches down the sideline too, down the field, I should say. So been super impressive. That is my offensive rankings for this week. Into the defense, the only change, the same 5 are in this group, but Max Crosby with that player of the week type week, I should say, it has moved from 5 to 3, so that boosted him, and he's pretty much in the same area as Bosa and Allen. I mean, you can really argue him 1 or 2, honestly. It's hard to take away Bosa from 1, and then it's hard to knock down Allen 2, because Allen actually has the most production statistically out of the group there, so it's hard to move him ahead even further up 2 spots right now. But if he keeps playing the way he's playing, he can make his way to 1 or 2 easily. So Max Crosby 5 to 3, Devin Bush 4, and Brian Burns, who started the year off at the top, has moved down a little bit, a little less production, but still super impressive, and a guy that was kind of known as the high potential, high ceiling guy, and he's already playing pretty well, so it's looking really good for his future. It's a pretty good group of 5 right there, really good group of 5, some good pass rushers. So it was a good defensive draft class, as we can see. Next year is going to be a loaded offensive draft class, so I'm already excited for that, and we're not even through the NFL season yet. But that's going to do it for the MVP ladder. Make sure you guys can vote next week for the players of the week. The polls are usually on Tuesday. Community section on the channel. If you turn on notifications, you should see them. But that's going to do it. At the end of the year, we will do my final award picks. You guys will vote for all types of things, all the kinds of awards. So really looking forward to that. But yeah, that's going to do it. Plenty of NFL content on the channel, and always more coming. So please check it out. Please subscribe. Really would appreciate it. Thanks everyone for watching. Goodbye.